Thank you for that introduction. Just like to get your attention. Do I have your attention? Marshall, get their attention.
You need some help? Okay.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yes. Do I have your attention? Yes. Thank you. What I'm going to talk to you today about is how we have fared during the recession. Most of you know business has been sluggish for the last couple of years, and catering especially has taken a hard hit, very hard hit. Every year we go down to Las Vegas for the International Catering Convention, and we meet with friends there from all over the country, including Utah, and we talk about the industry and how caterers are doing. Well, over the last couple of years, caterers have suffered great losses, anywhere from 30 to 50% over the last 2 years. Some devastating losses. So you're probably wondering, then why is he up here? Well, because we have been fortunate enough that we have not suffered those kind of losses. Okay, and last year we even showed a profit. Okay. So that's what I'm here to talk to you today about, is what we have done so we have been able to weather the storm of the recession. All right? So what we have done is we did an open house, a customer appreciation party. Okay? Now this may be a simple concept, but there's a lot of power. And I'm going to go over that today of what it does. Well, the first thing it does is it builds a relationship with your customers. It builds better relationships with your customers. Okay? At an open house, you can upsell your products. Okay? And I have a handout for you, so don't even take notes. Well, I do a little bit. And it's a great time to find potential customers. All right, and it maximizes time. And that's what I'm going to talk to you today about, is how to do this and be successful. How does an open house build? Well, first of all, let's talk about what an open house is, okay? Is an open house a realtor in front of a house on a Saturday with a handful of balloons from 2 to 4 on a Saturday? Okay, yeah, it's kind of an open house. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about putting on an event for your customers, okay? When every year, or for the last 7 years, we've put on an open house for our customers. We invite them out. We get about 250 different companies, 850 people, and we display a big buffet, kind of like we did in there, but a little more elaborate. And we put out some of our old-time favorites, but we also put out some new products. Every year we try to have something new, something interesting to keep it, fresh. Okay, and we let the customers come in and sample it, okay? And that simple concept, it builds relationships because we meet them at the door and we thank them. When they leave, we thank them, okay? Obviously they can see that we bought them lunch, and that's another way we show them thanks, okay? That's a quick way to, help that relationship grow. The other thing is, we named it a customer appreciation, okay? But what you can do at the open house is you got to turn your customers into shoppers, okay? And what I mean by that is let your customers come to you and look at it and ask you questions, so you don't have to feel like a sales rep, okay? You know what I mean by shoppers at the grocery store? They're browsing, they want to, ask questions and learn. That's what I'm talking about. And there's a lot you can do, okay? And we got to move through this. Okay, so it's an excellent way to strengthen the customers' relationships. It's a great way to use it as a retention tool, okay? It's another great opportunity. And it's a very powerful tool to be able to invite new customers out. Hey, come on down to our facility. Come and see what we do. okay? And they'll come. They want to get to know you. So next time they order, they have a visual picture in their mind. Oh, I know that guy. I know where his business is at. I know how he takes care of me, okay? It's those little things that make a huge difference, okay? And it's a great way to maximize time. A couple weeks ago, I was doing a catering for one of our clients, and it was an open house event, okay? And while I was at the open house, he said to me, he asked me the question, do you have any idea how much time this saves us? I said, no, what do you mean, time? He says, yeah, the time it saves us. I said, well, we're sitting here for 3 hours. He goes, yeah, and in those 3 hours, we get more accomplished than if we were to sell all year long. And he made this following point, that it's easier to get your customers there, show them what you're gonna, sell, and they're gonna buy. The ones that are gonna buy from you anyways. And then he said, and then the ones that don't buy that day, those are the ones that we spend time with. The ones that didn't attend our open house are the ones we go back to. Okay? You follow me? So he maximizes his time, because time is valuable. And you don't have a lot of time to visit all your customers, to go to them personally and thank them. But when you bring them in together, you can stand up, you can have that interaction one-to-one. We kind of live in a time where social media is big and it's important, but it'll never take the place of that face-to-face contact with you and your customers. Don't get me wrong, social media is a great way to advertise events. It's a great way to use that as a tool to get your customers to you, but it'll never take the place of that interaction face-to-face, okay? Now, speaking of vendors, I got one of our vendors here today, so I gotta be careful what I say. Oh, sorry. When we first started out, we spent a lot of money on our open house, and we didn't quite know what we were doing, okay? But that's why I'm here today, because we've made a lot of mistakes, and we can help you avoid a lot of the small mishaps that happen, and we can help you utilize your marketing dollars, okay, to focus it on your customers. All right. So we started putting on an event. We were doing it by ourselves. And then one day we realized, you know what? We're customers of a vendor. He needs to help us. And so we started asking our vendors and suppliers for help. Now, at first, maybe they didn't quite understand what we were doing, and they felt like, hey, we don't need to give you freebies. But over time, they realized what we were doing, and they come to us now, and they say, hey, what do you need? How can we help? Now, a lot of you right now are probably thinking, well, that's easy for you. You're in the food business, okay? But it doesn't matter what industry you're in. We all have a supplier or a vendor, or we all have sponsors. And you can get them involved, okay? Either get them involved through putting on a seminar, get them involved with educational material, product demonstration. No matter what industry you're in, you can do an open house. Maybe it's a health fair. Maybe it's a, I don't know, what else is there? A paper fair, health fair. There's a lot you can do, okay? Maybe it's a blood drive, okay? You just have to think of an excuse to get the people in. The draw can be an educational or seminar. Kind of like what we're doing today, really, you know? We put on that there was going to be some great speakers, Carlos and I. No, you guys came for the food, we know it. But that's okay. Now, you got a plan. You got a plan, and you got to plan for success. Okay, now I do have a handout, okay, that's in your packet, and it goes over some keys to planning, okay? And that's very important because you got to plan and you can be successful. I'll move away from here. A couple more things. One of the most important things is you have to know the season when your consumers are buying if you want to maximize an open house. A lot of times, because we do open houses for companies all the time, okay? And it's really embarrassing when they plan and like the owner of the company's not there or something. So simple things like that, make sure the owner of the company is there, or the manager. Make sure you plan it at a time before the buying season. A lot of times, companies will plan and they'll do a great open house and no one buys because they're too late. They were so worried about the weather that they planned it too late in the season. So the customer already went to their competitor's open house and bought. So you want to do this stuff early. It seems like a lot of people will wait because they're like, well, we know we're going to do it, but we're going to wait for the very last quarter. Well, by then, the customer's already bought their product. Do it early, and you'll benefit. Okay, now, like I said, an open house checklist for success. It's simple, okay? It's just the simplest things. And that's why anybody can do this. Anybody can do this. Any company can do this. You have to think outside the box. You have to put on an event, okay? And you got to have some kind of draw to get people in the door. That is the most important thing. We think lunch is a good idea. Okay, maybe we're a little biased. But it works. And it's a great way to get people in the door, and it's a great way to, in a simple way, to show them thanks. Okay? As I stated earlier, this helped us weather the storm. Okay? It helped us build those relationships with our customers. It helped us keep our customers. And we all know it's a lot easier to keep customers than to find new ones. It's a lot less expensive too. So this is one way that's been very successful for us. So anyways, enjoy the next speaker, enjoy the breakfast. We're going to leave it open until the end. So on your way out the door, if you want to grab some more bacon, go ahead. All right. Thanks a lot. And if you have any questions, come and talk to us. Thanks again.